Your level of impact is super, super amazing. Now, on this dream journey, you're going to be on your way doing what you was called to do. And there's something inevitably that's going to come and try to stop you. Okay. Something is going to come and try to sabotage those plans. Now, the key word is try. They're going to try to do that. But then something amazing happens. They meet you. Whether it is a person, whether it is a demon, whether it is low vibrational energy, it meets your energy, it meets your light, and all of a sudden, their plans are sabotaged because they can no longer come and do the evil that they wanted to do themselves or they were sent to do. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have the transformative power to change even an evil entity that wanted to come and take you out. Now, how do I know this? Well, of course, you know, I had a dream, but it wasn't just the dream. It was the supernatural twist that got me. And I think it's going to get you too. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the dream. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to break it all down to you and give you the revelations that I got from the dream and how they could possibly apply to your life. Okay. So sit back, get comfortable, listen to this dream, and I'm going to come back and let you know what it means. So you're sitting in this really cozy, comfortable house, which belongs to your best friend in the whole wide world. Y'all sitting in the living room on this huge, comfy couch, and you just got done watching this movie on Netflix. So the credits are rolling, you guys are clapping. Oh, that was such a great movie. And then you guys begin to discuss the events that happened in the movie. Now, as you guys are talking, out of the corner of your eye, you saw something crawling up the wall. And you immediately noticed it was a green snail. So you naturally said, oh my God, it's a snail on the wall. I have to get something to get it down so I could put it back into the grass. So you grabbed a rose quartz crystal and you walked over to the wall to where the snail was. This is when you made your first discovery about the snail. See, the snail was green, but you could see through it. And when you saw through it down to the heart, you saw that it had a little black heart. So you put the rose quartz crystal onto the wall next to the snail. The snail climbed over to the rose quartz crystal. And all of a sudden, it went from a green snail with a little black heart to a very light pink snail. And then the little black heart transformed to a bright red. And you turned and you looked at your best friend and said, oh my God, it changed. It transformed. It went from green to pink. And you were about to run and take it outside when your friend came over and they had this little tree. Now, the little tree was like one of those little dog toys or one of those little fidgets that the kids play with nowadays, where it's really soft and you can squeeze it. Now, you put the tree next to the crystal and the snail began to crawl over. So it went from the crystal onto the little green tree. Now, when the snail walked over to the little tree that your friend was holding, all of a sudden the little tree came alive. It began to move and these little crystals and these little sparkles began to shoot out of it and the tree started to move. Now, when the snail got onto the tree began to swallow the snail. First, it began with the body. And as the snail was getting swallowed into this little tree, it turned around and it looked at you. And as the branches were covering the face, getting ready to suck it all in, suddenly the little snail's face turned into a grown man's face. And you couldn't believe it. And neither could he. He was looking at you, you were looking at him, and you told your best friend, oh my God, the snail was actually a man. It was actually a person. The snail came in disguise. And so the tree began to wrap around the face, and all of a sudden, the little man disappeared into the tree. And that's when your friend looked at you and was like, yeah, see, I knew what to do with him. And that was the end of the dream. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here today to tell you straight off the bat what this dream is about. I've been sent to tell you that a monitoring spirit was in the midst. Now, this is what the entire dream was about, but how this thing transformed and what happened to it afterwards, that's the significance. Most of you guys know that as you are on your dream journey, there are going to be people watching. There are going to be people who send things your way. But what we don't anticipate sometimes is the disguise. What we don't anticipate sometimes is we think these big, scary demons with monstrous faces are coming after us. But in actuality, sometimes it could be the smallest, littlest thing that comes to gather information. Something that you're not supposed to notice. Something that's supposed to be sneaky, right? These are the things, the images that don't necessarily come to mind when we think about being monitored. For example, have you seen those drone flies where it just looks like an itty bitty old fly buzzing through your home, but then they whack it and then they look at it and it's actually a itty bitty micro-sized camera in the robotic fly? See, you're never supposed to know what it is, but the way your mind, the way your intuition, the way your instincts are set up, you are going to start to catch it each and every single time. But it's not just about catching it. It's what you do with it that separates you, that puts you in the Hall of Fame of transforming evil things. So today you're going to be picking a snail. You're going to choose the snail that you feel most drawn to reveal and uncover the revelation that may be more present in your life at this time. It may mean more to you, okay? But of course, I tell y'all, listen to all of them because you definitely want to understand what these elements mean, all right? So choose your snail. We're going to start right here on YouTube. And then, of course, we're going to take it over to Patreon so we can continue to get a little bit deeper into the revelations, all right? So choose your snail, and I will see you guys in the messages. All right, if you chose number 1, you got sitting on the couch with your very best friend watching Netflix. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to the sound of my voice right now, I want to be the first to say congratulations. Because guess what? The Netflix movie you were watching was yours. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you guys have a life, or your life is getting ready to turn into a movie, okay? Things that are getting ready to happen, the championships you're getting ready to win, the trophies you are about to collect are going to be movie worthy. Some of you guys have life stories that are movie worthy that you're probably going to sell to somebody and they're going to put it on Netflix. If you are not in the realm of movies or entertainment, this is simply just talking about you having something complete to the fact that you're going to be able to have someone sit back and admire your work with you, okay? So the movie represents either what your life is going to turn into or a very, very big accomplishment that you're going to be able to share with at least one other person. And this is where we get our next clue. There was only one other person there to celebrate with you. When you get this next big victory, maybe there won't be 50 people in the room with you to clap for you, but there's going to be at least that one. And you might want to stick around because when you find out who that one person is, then, you're going to be pretty excited. All right. But this is your confirmation, or maybe for some of you all, this is the first time you're hearing this news. You're about to complete something big on the dream journey. You get quiet, you get put into isolation, but it doesn't mean you ain't working. And for some of you guys, you've been working really, really hard on something. And not only are you going to get to the finish line, you are going to get to celebrate. You're going to get to see your work mirrored back to you. Again, it doesn't have to be in the realm of entertainment, but it's just the simple fact that you're cozy, you're comfortable, you're put up, you are, in your nesting phase, and you're able to reap the harvest. You're able to look out onto the field and see everything, every seed that you planted. It grew. Every flower you planted, it bloomed. And that's what's coming towards you, okay? So if you chose number one, congratulations, okay? A big win is coming your way. And I keep feeling the need to stress completion. You're not about to have to work as hard. Think about if you're shooting a movie for Netflix. You have to work hard for a long period of time. And there are several different phases you must go through, several different phases of work from writing it to shooting it to editing it. There's a process, but then you complete it and you don't have to work as hard no more. You could put your feet up and enjoy what you've done. This is where a lot of you guys are coming to. But in the midst of you being quiet, in the midst of you having a celebration, in the midst of you, completing things, Someone or something is on the way. What are you doing over there so quiet? Why are you over there on our couch kikiing with your best friend? What y'all clapping and celebrating for? Those credits are rolling. I see your name in the credits. What did you do? How did you do that? That's the conversation behind the scenes. So that's going to lead us into the very next element or revelation that I got from this dream. But again, if you chose number 1, congratulations. Let's go ahead and let's get to number 2. All right, if you chose number 2, you got that eye, whether it is your actual vision or it's your spiritual vision, your spiritual eye, you got that discernment, you got that intuition. You caught something that you was not supposed to catch. You saw something that you was not supposed to see, because as you are on the couch, clapping it up, watching the credits roll, admiring your work, you saw something out the corner of your eye, and it was that snail. Now, number 2 is about your natural instincts, because the very first thing that you decided to do was to put that thing back in its environment. Your natural instinct, your true character is one that wants to see others safe. Where some people's natural reaction will be, where's my shoe? I'm about to go and swat this thing and kill it and flush it down the toilet. But you didn't do that. Your natural instinct was to find a way to get it from the wall back into the grass. Okay, so what did you do? You grabbed a rose quartz crystal. That's important, very important, because as most of you all who know about anything about crystals, whether you use them or you used them before, you don't use them, you threw them all away, wherever your stance is on crystals, the crystal is representing love. So something that came to destroy you, something that came to change and sabotage your plan, something that came to be nosy and report back to somebody else what you was doing, you decided, I'm going to meet that thing with love. I'm going to meet it where it's at with love. So you picked up the rose quartz crystal, you walked over to the wall, and you put it where it was. And that's your first, you know how some people like, and that was your first mistake. Okay, this is your first good deed because you met it with love. And whatever was sent to you, whether it's a low vibrational person, whether it was a person who heard some bad things about you and they met you face to face, whether it was a demon who was on the way to get you, or like in the story as it was revealed, this monitoring spirit, it had never seen that type of love or compassion before. And this is what transformed it. Your level of love is the transformative power that some demons never knew, because you can go anywhere. You can mention something about a demon and the first thing they're going to say is, ooh, I rebuke you. Ooh, you go back to hell where you came from. It gets rebuked. But you didn't rebuke the demon. You didn't rebuke the monitoring spirit. You met it where it was at with love. And because of that, you changed that little black heart into a bright red heart. And you changed that skin from green to pink. So number 2, again, it's all about your instincts and your transformative power to meet things with love. Okay. For some of you guys, you may have met a person on the street who they're used to people. Ooh, get away from me. Ooh, I'm not giving you no money. No, I'm not talking to you. But then here you come and you meet that person with a level of love or compassion they never known before. That happened to me the other day. This lady asked me, can I go with her into the store to buy some cake? She said it was $3. We get in there. They was like, it's $5. And she looked at me like, ooh, $5. And I was like, it's no problem. So I gave him the $5 and I was like, okay, you good? So I was getting ready to leave. And she opened her arms so wide and we embraced and she gave me a huge, big old hug. And when I left, I had like this tingly feeling like, wow, like that was really nice. Like I had never had a person who asked me for money, a stranger, and then I gave them the money to get them what they needed. And then they give me a big old hug. That never happened before. Okay. So for some of you guys, you're going to start experiencing the love back that you've been giving. So your natural instincts are not only changing and transforming people, but you're also receiving the good karma from exuding that love, even though you didn't try. Now, this is the thing. You didn't know it was a monitoring spirit. You didn't know it was coming to sabotage your plans. So you were just acting in your natural instinct, which made this monitoring spirit think to itself, you know what? They're not being fake and phony. They're not trying to trick me. They didn't even know who or what I was. They didn't even know I came to wreak havoc on their plans. And they still showed me love. I can't do them dirty now. Okay, so that's what you be doing. Just in case you didn't know what's going on in the spirit realm, you be changing things that came to wreck you, and they be like, "Listen, I gotta go back and tell the person who sent me, see what had happened was," and then they lights start shining. I got blind, I couldn't see, and they making up all kind of excuses why they couldn't sabotage you the way that they were sent to. Okay, but it doesn't end there because there was another thing of transformation. Okay, so we're gonna break that down in the next one. But if you got number 2, thank you so much because your love has changed some things. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, so if you chose number 3, you got the colors. We have to focus on the colors of the snail. Okay, we're going to focus on the colors, but first I want to talk about the snail itself. Okay, in the background, in some of you guys' lives, you may have felt like maybe the spirit of delay, or you may have felt like things were moving really, really slow. The snail in your space, in this home, represents the fact that there was like some very slow movement. Okay, some of you guys feel like you're moving in life at a snail's pace. Like if it was a race, you are so far behind that you feel like you could never catch up. Okay, this is part of the plan of the monitoring spirit, to make you feel like you are behind, or to make you feel like you're moving really, really slow. Okay, that energy is being emitted into the home, and it is to trick you to believe that you're moving slow, or you can't, pick up the pace. It's also kind of shielding you from what you've already accomplished, because remember, in the dream, the credits was rolling, which means you went from point A to point B, and you're sitting back and you're supposed to be enjoying the fruits of your labor. But some way, somehow in your mind, you still think that you behind. You still think that things are moving too slow, right? This was part of the plan of the monitoring spirit, okay, as it is green, but you caught it. Okay, so you were able to catch this thing, and let's talk about it as green. Green represents 2 different things. In one sense, it represents wealth. It represents power. It represents nature. Okay. But then on the low vibrational sense, it represents maybe greed and maybe jealousy. Okay. So whoever sent this monitoring spirit into your space was coming with that sense of jealousy. They sent something out. Sometimes you could speak things and send that energy and that vibration, but in a dream, it manifested as a snail. The snail was sent with a jealous heart. Okay. That black is representing the low vibrational, negative, evil that this person was feeling. In other words, the snail was mimicking the sender. Okay. The snail didn't just come there on its own. It was sent, and it was sent to you with a black heart. Okay. Now, it's interesting because when we talk about the color pink, which is what you were able to do, okay? Pink represents love, compassion, inner peace. I'm reading some things from off my phone. I thought this was really interesting. Healthy flesh, okay? So it's not just your spirit that is able to transform. It's because you have a healthy flesh as well. You bring things into manifestation. You speak things into existence. Your level of faith, the love that you show is actually like people can see that. Okay. So you don't just have a healthy heart, you have a healthy flesh, which means you're not always bending to temptation, right? Where if I have a jealous heart and I see that you're doing better than me, then I got to sabotage you some way, somehow. No, that's an unhealthy flesh. Okay. That's an unhealthy, type ego type thing. Okay. And so you don't have that. Also, I thought this was interesting. Heavenly care. This is the vibe. This is the energy. This is the secret sauce, the special ingredient that makes you different, that separates you, because it's not just love and care. It's heavenly love and care. When we talk about pink, it also talks about love requiring nothing in return. See, when the monitoring spirit, when the snail was sent to you, there were conditions. And there were, rewards. If you go over there and find out what that person is up to and tell me all their plans so I can sabotage them, then you're going to get some type of reward, right? There's an exchange. Anytime somebody makes a deal with the devil or a deal with some type of entity, or they, sign up to destroy you, there has to be a deal. The demons don't work for free. Monitoring spirits don't work for free. They got to be able to get something out of the deal, okay? If you come and tell me that person's plans, then I'm going to give you half of what they would have got. So when I steal their plans, I'm going to get, let's say $1,000. I'm going to make sure that I give you, $200. They're going to get something, all right? But when you met it with love, it was unconditional love. I'm not extending this rose quartz to you to hurt you. No, I'm actually extending the love because I want to put you back in a safe place, okay? And so this was healing for that entity because it had never come across a person, a human, or something in the spirit realm where it didn't have to make a deal. Okay. First experience with unconditional love. Okay. Now let's go back to Black real quick. Black represents power, and it also represents death and mourning. Okay, so there was supposed to be a death to a dream, death to your plans. But one thing that the person didn't encounter when they sent this monitoring spirit is that you would already be done. Okay, you had somebody or something that was looking for you because they couldn't find you, not realizing that what it is that you were working on, it was already done. So the thing was too late anyway. The only thing it could do is come tell you, hey, yeah, they finished it and it's on Netflix. You want to turn on Netflix and see what they were doing? Because the whole world knows about now. You know what I'm saying? So the monitoring spirit, they could have been sent there to bring you some type of warning or to bring some type of sabotage that would cause you to be upset, but they were too late anyway. Okay, so it really didn't make a difference, right? So that's what I get for this. Let's go ahead and let's wrap this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I get right here over on YouTube. But it gets a little bit deeper over on Patreon because like I told you, it's the supernatural twist that gets me, okay? The tree becoming enchanted, the snail having to go through one final transformation before the true identity was revealed. Now that he was looking at you and you was looking at him, what was he thinking? Also, your very, very, very best friend, that person has an identity and it will be revealed. Now, when that snail turned little man got sucked into the little tree, where did it go? There's actually an explanation for that as well. So click the link in the description box, head on over to Patreon and get the extended of these vibes right now. All right. But if this is where it ends for you, thank you so much for watching. Congratulations. Your life is either about to become a movie or you just completed something major. And it's about time you put your feet up and really enjoy your success. Enjoy the fact that you've completed something and you're getting a job well done. Okay. And don't forget that even if things are coming to sabotage you, you have the power to transform them with your love and your light. You dig? So that's what I get. Thank you guys so much once again. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as one of my subscribers. And I will see everybody in the next video.